The biggest issues is just they're being arrogant, being greedy, and not wanting to share the pie with the workers out on the floor. We build these buses off our backs. We go in there and sweat and about kill ourselves to complete these buses with great quality.
I have seen a change for the worst at Thomas Built buses as far as work ethic and pay. A lot of extra work has been added and the pay has not changed.
But the second week of December, you see 2 holiday tour buses pull up in front of the offices there. Supervisor, HR personnel, management, they go to Granover. Granover is a big resort out here, a golf resort. Michael Jordan come to play golf all the time. They go out there for one night. They give them bonuses, they give them gifts, and they pay for everything.
Last Friday, the United Auto Workers won a historic victory at a Volkswagen plant in Tennessee. Now, UAW members are demanding a fair contract from Daimler Trucks, which has factories in North Carolina, Atlanta, and Tennessee. It all comes down to contract negotiations with the company that made $5.8 billion in profit last year.
I feel like we deserve way more than what we're getting, especially for the ones that actually been here for a long time and has been doing that duty and everything. Like, we don't really got nothing to show for it.
They want to be able to make enough income to balance out what the inflation is today. The small amount of raises they're offering now, it's not going to overcome the inflation we have endured as workers every day. We see it at the grocery store, we see it at a light bill.
Daimler Trucks owns both truck and bus manufacturers. Workers at Freightliner and Western Star, Daimler's truck subsidiaries, make far more money than workers at Thomas Built buses.
And at that time, the company didn't have no pity on my local union. They went for 2-tier wages. They cut the benefits from the families. They made sure that the next generation after 2010 wouldn't have health care when they retire.
The tier system between truck and bus is ridiculous. There is a friend of mine that works for Daimler Truck who does the same job I do. He's a quality inspector. And he makes $5 more an hour than I make. That's ridiculous.
I've encountered people having to leave their homes, not being able to afford rent.
Right now, my living arrangements are, I said a 3-bedroom. It's kind of rough. My landlord is poo. Like, we have raccoons in the attic. Like, it's insane. We've been trying to get out of there for a little over 2 years now. Everything's so sky high. There's no way that we could afford a $1,300 home a month. Like, that's way beyond what I'm getting.
I asked for help. I kept asking for help. I was like, the rental center people was coming by threatening to take my stuff, and me and my children just was going through it. And then I had to buy food. So working here, it took my food stamps. So I was really like going through it, having to go to the churches for getting different boxes of foods and all of that.
And yet, as its workers struggle, Thomas Built is happy to take money from the federal government to build electric buses.
By them getting the grants and stuff and our tax dollars to help to build the buses, some of the money should come to the workers also. It shouldn't go just toward management. It shouldn't go just for the corporation. It should go toward the people that actually putting their hand on that product every day and building that good product.
I see the overtime that people put in on the Saturdays and Sundays when they come to do the extra work to make our companies billions of dollars. They have to, because we make so much less and we're so devalued, but we still have to keep going on because our family depends on us.
There is a tradition of workers standing their ground at these factories. In 1991, they famously went on strike until the company recognized their union and reached an agreement for a much improved contract.
That's one of the proudest moments of my life, to be a 17-day striker, and to realize when you can walk in a plant and hold your head up and stand up for what you believe. And there's no better feeling than that. I want them to have the same feeling I had when I was on strike in 1991. When I stood up, and we stood up as 17-day strikers for fighting for what we believe in.
And whatever we have to do here at Thomas Built Buses, we're gonna do it. We're gonna fight for it.
The victory at Volkswagen, it has instilled a sense of confidence in these workers, and they will shut down 7 plants if a deal isn't reached when the contract expires at midnight on Friday.
I'm happy that they got in, and I think our president, Sean Fain, he's what we need. And the people are seeing that. They need somebody that's not afraid to come in there and demand and not ask. That's what we need.
We're definitely ready to hold out and like stick to our guns. Like everybody pretty much feel the same way I feel, even though they probably don't have as much kids or whatever. But we definitely ready to get it on and get it popping.
I think everybody knows what the struggle is and they're ready to do it. A wise man named Malcolm X said, by any means necessary. So that's what we're willing to do.
Thank you so much for watching our video. If you'd like to see more stories like this one, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel to get more Perfect Union in your feed. And if you have any ideas for stories that you would like for us to investigate, just drop them in the comments below.